What's up you guys, it's Aisling. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am doing my March hits and misses. I can't believe April is nearly here. How excited are you guys for like spring, summer? I just love it so much. Ireland in the summertime is just bomb.com. If you're not from Ireland and you're ever considering coming to visit, please come in the summertime because it's just the best ever. Oh, I just love summer in Ireland. There's nothing nicer than the long, stretched out evenings and bright till 11:30 and going for like a walk in the countryside. And oh, I just love summer and barbecues and meeting friends. Oh, it's just great. Planning trips. Anyway, I'm not here to like rant and rave about Ireland in the summertime. I'm here to talk about my March hits and misses. And just an FYI before I get into my hits and misses, the majority of the stuff I actually want to talk about is drugstore or affordable. It's just because I was testing out loads and loads and loads of affordable drugstore products this month. The first product I want to talk about is actually high end. Shocked that I'm mentioning this. Shocked to my core, guys. This was in like a products I'm not going to buy video. I just had no intentions of getting it. The product I'm talking about is the Naked Reloaded palette. Urban Decay so kindly gifted me this. So thank you so much, Urban Decay, because it gives me a little bit more of an insight into a product and I can try it out and like talk to you guys about it. This is what it looks like on the inside. If you want my full review, I will link it down below. I tested this out in March and I must say, without spoiling the video, I am super impressed with this palette. I've been wearing this palette non-stop this month, like constantly. For the entire month of March, this was the palette I was wearing on my eyes, mixing like the majority of the shades together, but very much so drawn to this shade here, which is called Boundaries. This will just be something I'd pop in my crease, and I have it just right in my crease today, nothing else. Well, actually I have another shade which I'll talk about in a moment, but Boundaries is like the shade that I just pop in my crease anywhere I'm going if I just want like a basic makeup look. Like today I'm testing out a foundation, so I'm not really too interested in what I'm wearing on my eyes, but if I want something basic or something a little bit more dramatic, I've been dipping into this eyeshadow palette. I went out on St. Patrick's night and this was the palette that I was drawn to. I just been wearing it a lot. If I want any eyeshadow look, I just dip into this palette. So the other shade that I've been using is Endgame. I have that on my lower lash line, just kind of like smoking it out a wee bit. So that is the palette that I've been absolutely adoring. I feel like the pigmentation in these shadows is pretty decent. Like it's actually up there with all other Urban Decay eyeshadow palettes. I didn't think I'd like it as much as I did. I just kind of had a neg opinion about it before I even got it, and thankfully I did get sent it, so I was able to change my opinion, give you like an honest opinion on it. It is a great eyeshadow palette. If you don't have too many neutral eyeshadow palettes in your collection, or this is something that's like calling to you, or maybe you just like more neutral tones, then I 100% recommend this. You're not going to regret it. It's a really great palette and there's tons of different looks that you can create with it. It is cohesive, it's versatile. You're not going to be getting like outrageous eye looks, but you will get something quite wearable and nice, and I just like it, and it's a perfect eyeshadow palette if you just want like a smoky eye, a basic eye like what I'm wearing today, or you just want something really neutral. This is your go-to man. Next up, I want to talk about this Essence palette. Now I just tested this out about a week ago. I have an Essence One Brand tutorial which you will see coming up. I don't know, it might be up already, so if it is up, I'll link it down below. I don't get overly excited over Essence eyeshadow palettes or their face palettes because I just feel like they're a bit lackluster for me. They don't have the pigmentation, they don't have the pop, they don't have what I'm looking for face products or eye products. But this is an exceptionally amazing product. It looks like this on the inside. So it has 3 blushes, 2 bronzers and a highlight in it, and I have been dipping into this non-stop for the last week. I kid you not, guys. If I'm putting any product on my face, this is what I am putting on for my contour, my blush, and that's what I'm wearing today as well. I've contoured with the matte shade in the palette, put these 2 blushes on, and then I highlighted with this. I just love this palette. I think that the consistency of the shades is amazing. This is not what I was expecting from an Essence palette. I don't mean to sound mean when I say that. I just was not expecting the quality that I got from this palette. I really honestly wasn't. I was not expecting to love this, but I'm so happy that I am loving it because it is really affordable. If you're just starting out with makeup and you want kind of like, you know, a blush, bronzer and highlighting palette, go with this one. It's so affordable and it does an amazing job, and I rate this. I really recommend this. It's actually one of my favorite products that I've tried out in the whole of March, to be fair. I think that the shades are so pigmented and they're not like drying or anything like that, and like they're just really good quality. I'm gonna have to like wash my hands right now. Yeah, the quality is just out of this world. The shadows are not powdery at all, which is the thing I was kind of like fearing with this palette. I was like, well, was it gonna be kind of like powdery and like dusty? And no, it's not like that at all. They're pigmented, they blend really easy, and they're smooth and creamy on the skin. Like I said, it's super affordable from Essence, so you can't be going wrong. Go get yourself. This perfume is the Kayali perfume, and it's in the scent Vanilla. So this is from Huda Beauty. She recently brought out fragrances. There is, I believe, 5 in the line. I had a meeting with some of the PR guys from Huda Beauty in house on Leeson Street. They were the nicest people I have ever met in my entire life. And we got to smell all of the fragrances and pick whichever one we wanted. And of course I went with Vanilla. If you know me in real life, sweet scents are my jam, girl. They're my jam. I love them. So this is Vanilla 28, and they told us that the scents and then the corresponding number beside it is how many tries that it actually took to get the fragrance smelling the correct way. I am so in love with this perfume. Like, I only just got it about 2 weeks ago, and you can see how much I've used of it. It is an eau de parfum, so it lasts forever. I put this on my skin and I can still smell it that evening. I can still smell it off my clothes days later. I can smell it off my hair before I wash it. It's just... everything about this perfume is just perfection. And if you smell this perfume, be like, oh, that's Aisling in a bottle, because this is exactly the type of perfume, if I was ever to bring out a perfume, what it would smell like. It is just divine. I need to put some on right now. It kind of... I just sprayed it in my mouth. That was not cool. Even though it is vanilla, it has a slight woody undertone to it, which is kind of unusual. Thinking vanilla, you would just think it would smell like vanilla, but it has like that depth to it. And also all the Kayali perfumes are unisex, so they could be worn by men and by women, and they can also be worn together, so they're all designed to fit well together and like give different scents. And it just smells so good. I wish I could just like eat it. I wish I had like 500 bottles of this. I will never go without this perfume. It is my new signature scent and my new go-to perfume. I love it so much. I had to move away from the camera. I feel like I'm on top of it today. Next product I want to talk about, I'm not gonna like rant and rave too much about it because you've heard me talk about it a lot this month and you know my feelings on it. It is the Revolution baking oil. I explained how I was complaining of my oily skin and that it's just like getting oilier and oilier and it's annoying me. And I explained that one of my commenters is a dermatologist. She recommended for me to try out a facial oil. Picked up the Makeup Revolution one, fell in love. Long story short, my oils are not coming through as much at all in the day. So just if you are wondering how I use it, I apply a couple of drops to my skin, I moisturize it in, and then I will leave it sit on the skin for about like 30 seconds to a minute until it kind of like soaks in. You'll know when it's time to put your foundation on. There's no like slip to the skin. It's just kind of like your skin has like sucked it up. The only other suggestion I would say if you are using this is don't put a primer on. For me personally, a primer and this don't go well together. It doesn't happen. It's not match made in heaven. And I kid you not, if you have oily skin, your oils will be depleted. I promise you guys. And if you have dry skin, then you're going to benefit from it as well. So that's all I want to say about this because like I said, this month I've ranted and raved about it quite a lot. Next up we have a foundation and oh Lord. You guys probably knew this was going to be in my favorites this month because I was so obsessed with this in my wear test. I just thought this was one of the most insanely amazing foundations that I've tried in the longest time. I am in love with the Infallible, the original foundation that comes in packaging like this. If you live in the UK and Ireland, the packaging of the original Infallible 24-hour looks like this. In the US, it's in a squeezy tube. But I was in love with that, infatuated with it. We were just a match made in heaven until this bad boy came along. And I feel like the lightweight consistency of this is why I prefer it, and it doesn't oxidize as well because I found that with the other Infallible, like it just oxidized and it went a little bit deeper on my skin throughout the day. If you want like my full review on it, I'll leave a link to that down below as well. It's just gonna be like a load of videos down there in the description box. It's like a party down there. This foundation just gave me the most airbrushed skin ever. I'm not wearing it today because I'm testing out, like I said, another foundation. I don't wear foundation off camera. I don't wear makeup at all when I'm not filming, to be fair, unless I'm going for dinner or if I just wanted to throw on a tiny bit of makeup to the cinema or something. So when I am wearing makeup, the last thing I want to do is feel like there's like a thick consistency of foundation on my face. This is so perfect, so lightweight. And we tried the Hourglass foundation last month, which was like a €60 foundation, and it's not a patch on this. So do not go by prices and just because something's really affordable it means it's going to be junk, because in my experience I have found that the most affordable products actually perform almost better than high-end things. And sometimes you just can't beat the affordability. You just can't. Gonna move on to lip products now. They're from Pixi. I've been wearing them all month long. You guys have been like really loving my lip colors this month, and it's all down to Pixi by Petra. Shades that I've been loving is this one here, which is called Matte Beige, which I have on my lips today. I've been loving the bright orangey red lipstick, which is called Orange Red. This is like the most perfect summer tone. Actually, I must do a tutorial with that because it's just so pretty. And then Peony Pink. The other one that I've been loving is Pink, Prettiest Pink, and I don't know where I've put that. And then the final shade I've been really like is Au Naturel, which is more like a peachy nude shade. Four that I've been kind of really loving. Like I said, that's the one on my lips today. I just love these. They're super opaque. The consistency of them is amazing. They're really long lasting, like so long lasting. I did a wear test of that foundation, the L'Oreal Infallible, and I was wearing Prettiest Pink on my lips. The end of the day came round, it was still on my lips, and I had eaten and everything and it was still there. They last incredibly long on the lips. They're not drying. They don't leave you with that kind of weird, like, I always want to say it like a butthole effect, and then like people are like, oh my god, that's so disgusting, such a horrible description, but you guys know what I mean. It's like where it wears off on the inside of your mouth and it does not look cute. They don't do that. They don't wear off. They're amazing. And they come in so many different colours. I wish, however, because, well, we don't need to worry too much about it right now because we're into spring, but I would love for them to bring out deeper shades for the winter time or like autumn shades, because I just feel they have the formula to a T. The opaqueness, how easy they apply, the applicator is great, the colour selection's wonderful. They just need a few more deep shades for, like I said, autumn, winter time. I'm going to talk about the Anastasia Beverly Hills Sultry palette next. I have been loving this palette as well. So between this and the Reloaded from Urban Decay, I was like, from Naked? From Urban Decay. I've been going between the two of these. I absolutely adore this palette. This palette is not something I thought I would even like because it's super cool toned. And I just did not think I would, you know, get on well with the cool toneness of this palette. But surprisingly, I've been addicted to this palette. So between this and Reloaded, I'm like chop and change between them. Or I might like use Reloaded and then go in with a couple of shades from the Sultry palette. I love the dark shade from this. It is so pigmented. Like, wait till you just see this. Like, it is the darkest, blackest black, and it's exactly what you want from a black shadow. The shade Bloom is so pretty as well. And then I also love the shade Ember. I think I've worn that in nearly every single look. If I whip out this palette, I'm going straight for Ember. It's just gorgeous. Oh, and the other shade that I really like is Cinder. And I have Pearl on the inner corner of my eye, so that's Cinder there. They're just so nice. If you want like a full review of it, I will link down my review, and I'm also comparing it to a more affordable palette, which I really like as well, the Temptress palette. It's just that I can't use two of the same palettes. You know, there's no point, so I've just been gravitating towards this one a little bit more, even though the other one is a complete another dupe of it and you could use either one. I love the shade selection. I love that you get a mix of mattes and shimmeries, and I love the shimmer shades that they've selected for it. I just think that they're like slightly unique, especially when you have like shades like this one here, Rose Quartz, Steampunk, and then Cinder and Ember. They're just really unique shades. The shade Teak I love as well. Dystopian is like a super deep dark brown, and then obviously the Black Noir love. But I've been using mostly like Birch and then like mixing some of the shimmery shades onto it. And nearly every day I use the shade Pearl on my inner corner of my eyes just to open them up, and I'm wearing that today again. It is a really great palette. I know I'm late to the game with this palette. It came out maybe about 7 months ago, but I only just got this palette at the end of February and I've been playing around with it tons in March. If you are interested in the colour selection, a little bit more of cool tone feel, then I recommend this palette. It is exactly the same standard as the rest of Anastasia's palettes, and it's just a really great formula, really great cohesiveness to the palette, and just the consistency and the wear and the blend and everything of the shadows is just perfection. Next is a mascara. This is from Catrice. This is the Glam and Dawn mascara. I feel like every month I'm like falling in love with a new mascara. It's really weird. There's like great mascaras coming out lately. However, I know this has been on the market for a long time, but I only tried it this month and I'm loving it. absolutely love this mascara. When you first get it though, however, it is like a slightly gloopier consistency. I just had to be quite careful that I didn't like have splodges on my eyes or that it like stuck my eyelashes together or anything like that. But I feel like the more that I've been wearing this mascara, it's kind of like dried out a little bit more, and the more I'm actually loving the consistency of it. This gives me lashes for days, and I just really like what it does to my lashes, because I don't have long, luscious, beautiful lashes. I have to like fake it till I make it with my falsies. But I feel like this does coat all my individual lashes and bring them out a little bit more, and like curl them and flare them up and just make them a little bit more exaggerated. I really think the formula of this mascara is great, and I also think the brush is what makes them like more curly and just gives them more definition. The brush is quite large, so do be careful when you are applying this to your lower lash line, because I do feel like sometimes I can get it all over my lower lash line. Take your time with it. You will have lashes for days. It coats them all. It doesn't stick your lashes together. It separates them out, and it gives like a little curl to them, which I love. I'm all about that life. I feel like Essence are really on the ball lately. I feel like they have come out with so many amazing things in their range. I feel like they're like very unique and innovative, and they're kind of like stepping out of their comfort zones and coming out with more fun makeup. And this month they came out with, or well, actually that's a lie, it wasn't this month. They came out with this around like January, was the You Better Work line, and they sent me out the line about, I'd say, the end of January or maybe like early January, but I only tested it out last week. And I tested both these products in the video. The first one was the Tinted Day Cream. Guys, I kid you not, this shocked me to my core, because Tinted Day Cream, I was like, okay, it's going to be like a moisturizer on my skin. I'm not even going to see this. But the consistency of this and the formula of this is really, really, really outstanding in my opinion. I feel like it is an amazing consistency. I'll just apply a bit to the back of my hand so you can see. Like, it looks like it's really creamy and light, and it blends into the skin, but it gives you so much coverage. And I wore this to the gym twice now, and both times it stayed on my face for the entire duration of the gym. And we were doing a hardcore workout last night, and I wore this to the gym just to test it again, like see what I'm thinking of it. And my foundation was still on my face when I came home. Like, even my sister was like, did you wear makeup to the gym? And I was like, yeah, I'm testing out a foundation. She's like, it's still on your face, like, and your face looks really good. I was like, yeah, it's down to this Essence You Better Work. Now, I have a couple of shades in this, so do kind of make sure you get your right shade. This shade is a little bit lighter, so do pick up the right shade for yourself. It has an anti-shine in it, which is why it's great for the gym, I reckon. And I'm quite surprised with it. It's waterproof as well. And again, like I said, when I heard the word like day cream, I'm just thinking, it's not really going to do anything. It's just going to look like a moisturizer on my skin, or like a tinted moisturizer. But this is more like on the line of a CC cream. Covers everything and like makes my skin look a little bit more airbrushed, and I really, really like this. It's not going to give you full coverage, like bam, like going on a night out kind of makeup look, but it will give you great coverage, and even your skin tone out and cover redness and cover spots and blemishes. Well, that's what it did for me anyway. So definitely let me know if you do try this out, what you guys think of it, because I actually rate this product and I think it's quite good. The formula is amazing and it feels really lightweight. And the other thing is the You Better Work fixing spray. Oh my God, I love this fixing spray. I've used this probably every day I've worn makeup since discovering this. I just feel like it works so well, and anytime I've used it, my face makeup stays on an incredibly long time. I wore the Catrice one the night I went out in March, and it kept my makeup intact as well. But this one works with all sorts of foundations, so I need to kind of work a little bit more with the Catrice one. I do really, really like it, but I just need to like use it a bit more, I guess, because like once I discovered this, I kind of stopped using the Catrice one. And I used it like for the first half of March, and then used this for the second half of March. And I've just liking this one a bit more. I don't know why, but I think it's great. I like the mister on it. It's quite fine as well. Second last product I want to talk about is the Lace Powder from Revolution. Again, I'm not going to rant and rave too much about this. You've heard me talk about this and you're probably sick to your back teeth listening about this. But it is just one of my favourite setting powders. I featured this in a video of how I do my new foundation routine if you want to see me actually using this. But basically what I do is I take a triangle sponge, I will set my under eye area, and then I will dab the product underneath, leave it to bake for about 30 seconds, wipe it away, and it just leaves my under eye area smooth and bright and just fresh looking and awake. And I cannot stress how much I love this, and the fact it's like €5 is just a bargain. I feel like I'm never going to get through this. It has a slight pink undertone to it, which I think is great for counteracting under eye circles. I do feel if you have deeper skin, you may need the banana shade, however, because I just feel like this might be a little bit too pink or stark. And then I think if you're very, very pale, you might need a paler kind of color. But I just think in general, the baking powders from Make a Revolution are just exceptional. And I am obsessed with this one in particular. It is really, really great. So if you want to try a new baking powder and you're not sure which one to go for, now you know your prayers have been answered. Go with this one. It's an unreal baking powder. Just amazing. Finally, I want to talk about a lip liner. Favorite lip liner of the month has been this one from NYX in the color Nude Suede Shoes. I've been trying, obviously, on camera to like branch out of my nude zone and not be wearing nude lips all the time. This liner is the same color as my lips. So when I line my lips, it just gives a bit more emphasis to them, and then I can just go in with my liquid lipstick, whatever color I'm using, and it doesn't like interfere with the liquid lipstick, if that makes sense. Because I find it very hard to get a lip liner that matches like every single liquid lipstick you're wearing if they're bright colors, but I just feel like this does an amazing job of just lining my lips, and then I apply whatever liquid lipstick I'm going for that day, and this just brings out my natural lip line. Exactly what I'm trying to say. I have it on my lips most days I wear a liquid lipstick, no matter what color it is, just so I can like emphasize my lip line, and it just makes it easier for me when I'm applying any liquid lipstick. Probably can't even see it. It's so pale. It's just exactly the same color as my lip, natural lip color, and it just works really great at just lining them out, giving a bit of definition to my lips. Okay, I feel bad kind of for mentioning these next few products because they're all affordable and they're trying to do the best job that they can, but they're just not, you know, they're just falling a bit short. The first one is the Liquid Camouflage High Coverage Concealer. Guys, I mentioned this in my Catrice video and I still stand by it. I just don't like this. It does nothing to my under eye area. It doesn't brighten, it doesn't cover dark circles. It's just not what I want in a concealer. So if you love this, which I know so many people do, continue to love it. I just don't know why I don't like it, because look how full coverage that is. And then it blends out really easily. But when I put this underneath my eyes, it doesn't work like that. It doesn't give me full coverage. It doesn't brighten. All it does is kind of add a bit of dryness to the under eye area. And my under eye area is not like an issue or an area of concern for me, but when I use this, it just kind of like dries out the area and doesn't cover, and it just like blends away. Maybe I'm not blending it in properly. I blend everything with a beauty blender underneath my eyes and never have any issue, but with this, no, just no bueno. Does not work. Nah. Next product is another concealer, and this is from the Infallible range from L'Oreal. It's their new concealer that they came out with. Don't know how to make this work. Just can't. Doesn't work for me at all. A lot of people had said try not to use it with the foundation, because I did test it out in that video with the foundation and I used it underneath it or on top of the foundation, and a lot of people said that they don't mix well together, that they don't recommend using both together. So I said, okay, I'll try it with a different foundation. Tried it with my Penny's foundation, which I adore. Actually, I still need to do a review on that, and I will very, very soon. Tried it with my Giorgio Armani foundation and I still don't think it works. It's just, it creases on me so bad, like so bad. The only other concealer that creased this bad on me was the Kat Von D Lock, and that's because of how high coverage that concealer is. I feel like that's the same with this one. It's super high coverage, but unlike the Tarte Shape Tape or the Revolution Conceal and Define, this creases. And this is a great shade as well, actually. This is like the perfect under eye concealer shade for me. You can see the Catrice one's a lot lighter. Wish I could love it, because look how full coverage that is. I've tried using a little, I've tried using a lot, I've tried it over different foundations. It does the same thing all the time. It creeps into like tiny fine lines that I didn't even know I had, and ages me to a 950-year-old woman. I won't gel with this ever. I'm gonna give it to my sister. Maybe she might find it working for her better, or maybe one of my little cousins or something. But to be fair, I did give it a good shot and I did try it in multiple ways and it still doesn't work for me. So God loves a trier. I tried, didn't work. Let's move on. Okay, this next product, I feel really bad mentioning this. I feel so guilty. I feel like I'm cheating on the brand. This is again another product from Catrice, and that's why I feel so bad mentioning, because Catrice is so affordable and it's just a really great quality brand, like all across the board. However, this eyeshadow, guys, now I know I wore this eyeshadow and I found it lovely the day that I wore it, but I've tried it again since. I just don't like the consistency of this eyeshadow. Look how beautiful and blue and just periwinkle bright it is, and when I wear this, that's what I want. But when I apply it, this is what I get. That's only like one swatch. In order to kind of like build it up, you will still only get it to that intensity. Like, can you see that, guys? That's the shadow and that's the color that you get. So it does not come off intense on the eye. Now I'm going to put it over the concealer here on my hand just to show you. And I have to go in multiple times, which I had to do the day I made that video as well. But for some reason, I've noticed it, like, I don't know, maybe the more I'm getting into the shadow, the less it's like working or something. I don't know. But that's it over the concealer. That's as pigmented as I can get it. And I've gone over that about 4 or 5 times. And this eyeshadow is €4 as well, like, or like $3.95, which I still think €4 for a single eyeshadow from Catrice is a little bit pricey, considering you can get whole palettes from Catrice for like €5 maybe. And Makeup Revolution do a whole entire palette for the same price, €4. So I just don't understand the pricing behind this. I get like €4 is still quite inexpensive, but for the quality of the shadow, it's not worth it. And like I said, the first day I used this, I think it was like the top layer that I was getting and it was working really, really well. But I've tried to use this since and it didn't work out as well. So I just kind of wanted to put that out there because I know in that video I did say I liked it. And just in case you still think like, oh, it's such an amazing shadow. It's not that it's not amazing. It's just I feel like when you initially apply it, you get quite a bright blue. And then I feel like the more you use it, you're kind of like getting hard pan or something. I'm not sure what it is, but it doesn't come off as pigmented as the first time I used it. The shade, by the way, is called Blue Bouton, just in case you're wondering. Stay clear of it. Just don't pick it up. I know it's Catrice, it's affordable, but you can get a whole eyeshadow palette for €4. Why bother with one eyeshadow that's just very lackluster and not performing well on the skin or on the eyes? Like, just don't do it. Just don't go near it. Right, guys, I'm sufficiently out of breath. I feel like I've talked non-stop for the last 20 minutes. Guys, I hope you loved my March hits and misses. If you did, please give this video a thumbs up. Lets me know to continue doing these every month because I actually enjoy talking about what I liked in the month, and then it helps me recap, like, and remember, oh yeah, I liked that in the beginning of March, and oh no, I changed my mind on that, or whatever it may be. As always, leave your requests for future videos in the comment section below. I'm always scouring those comment sections and picking out videos that you guys like, thumbsing up or whatever it may be, so that I can include them in upcoming videos, because I know you guys have a lot of requests and that's why I'm trying to like bang out the videos for you guys. Anyway, thank you so much for watching again, and I will talk to you all in my next video. Mwah! Bye, guys.